Okay, David, really grateful to you for being a part of this for Pianospheres. We're super grateful. Just to introduce you, my good friend, distinguished and really distinctive composer. You have such a way of making listeners rethink what music and what a concert experience can be, writing an opera for one person and writing a piece for thousands of singers. So this piece for six pianos.
I try to have as much fun as possible, basically. Yeah, and
I,
there's a lot of stuff that we think music has already done. That's really great, and we think that we should do the things that we know music already does and already works. But I think actually sometimes it's good to think of things that haven't been done yet, and then see if they're worth doing. Well, I wrote this piece for the six piano ensemble Piano Circus in England a long time ago. And I think that was a group that came together to play the one piece in the repertoire, which was Steve Reich's Six Pianos. And the story of how that piece happened, I have no idea. So, but that ensemble founded, and they commissioned a bunch of people to write a bunch of music. And one of the things I've always loved about piano is that we think of it as a very emotional instrument. We ask it to do all sorts of emotional, singing, beautiful, delicate, emotional things. But it's a percussion instrument, so you hit it, right? And it does. So one of the things that's I always sort of fascinated me about piano music is that you have to trick it in a way. You have to trick a piano to be something more than itself. And so if you want something which is emotional and something flowing and something, that has this kind of beautiful thing, it's interesting. Just remember, you're making it kind of go against its better nature, right? Because it's an instrument which is about hitting something. It's hitting a string and having the string ring. So there's always this tension, I think, when you're working for piano, or at least potentially this tension between what you want and how you make it. So I remember with this piece, one of the things I've always loved, I wrote a piece for you, which, a long time ago, which set me off on a very important and meaningful journey to me. The piece was not that good, so it doesn't exist anymore. So we don't need to speak of it again. But the whole point of that piece was to have this kind of impossibly singing piano part with an orchestra behind it. And the singing part was done completely with two hands playing one note tremolo. So, and what I loved about it is because that way of playing really is about the contradiction of the piano, that you're trying to make a beautiful, smooth line, and you can understand how smooth that line is supposed to be. But no piano can really actually, the action, can't actually do that thing very smoothly. So it's asking for something to happen which has a problem about how you can make that thing happen. And so I did that in this concerto for you, and I fell in love with that. I made a piece called Orpheus Over and Under for two pianos, in which that's the entire technique of the entire piece. And was really, really important and meaningful piece for me. And I learned a lot from doing it. Especially, I learned about this, how you can get emotional content out of making clear what an intention is, and making it also clear how far away from your intention you can get. And so, that was really important for me. So thank you for doing that with me.
oh, it's been such it's a gorgeous piece. It's so ethereal and yet so fraught, like you say. Sometimes a piano key won't respond. And then having done it remotely, as we have to do everything right now, some of the pianos had really different sound tone qualities than others, and but nonetheless, it's been such a ball. Can you tell us about it's based on a Guillaume Dufay
A
chanson?
mass, right? Yeah. So it's so Dufay, a 15th century composer, wrote religious music and also wrote secular music. So he took a secular song and then he expanded it into this mass, which is one of his more famous masses. I butchered the original title in order to come up with the title "Face So Pale," which is just my adjustment into English of what the title looks like.
And all
in
lowercase.
French, and all lowercase, of course, yeah, because that's a hopeless affectation for me. I apologize, but so I looked at this little section of this mass, which is vocal music, right? It's just singers singing, and I thought it might be a great opportunity to work with these pianists in Piano Circus to again highlight the distance between a smooth vocal line and this kind of, you know, tortured, compromised way of trying to make the vocal line happen. And so I took, you know, a section which is in 3 voices. I slowed it way, 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 way down. I assigned 2 pianos to each voice and had them overlap so that you get this kind of blur that's built into the piece. And so it's really just this kind of medieval cadence stretched way, way, way out and done in this, you know, kind of impossible way. But also, you know, it's respectful to the original, and it's trying to do the same thing, which is trying to make a blend and trying to make a beautiful sound and trying to actually have these people sing together in a way which is, you know, a struggle. I love what you said about how, you know, you try to do this thing and the piano won't speak, because what happens is that you, that's so human to me. You know, it's like the idea that you have a job to do and you know, you do it the best you possibly can, even if you can't do it perfectly. And so it's really hard to go to a great player like you or like everyone in Pianospheres and say, here's a piece which is completely amazing and completely playable, and now I want you to hobble yourself a little bit or frustrate yourself or not play it perfectly, or, you know, there's a way in which there's something, you know, kind of perverse about saying, here's this beautiful thing that I'm really hoping that you could accomplish. I'm going to make it really hard for you to accomplish it. But to me, that seems sort of like, I don't know about anybody else's life, but that seems like, you know, a metaphor for my life, you know.
Life.
Yeah, life in general, yeah. But
Life.
I don't want to speak for anybody else, but it's, you know, because maybe somebody can go, yeah, well, my life works, but
Well,
I'm imagining my life, you know.
life is working very differently right now, and
Life is really tough. Life is really tough.
This piece is just, every single one of us has just loved being part of it, and thank you for giving us a chance to do something as a group and connect again with our audience, and we hope you'll be out here before long and to see you.
I hope so. Yeah, thank you. And I love all your players. So Pianospheres is really amazing, and I'm really excited about this project, and I really appreciate it.
Thanks so much to you.
Thanks, Gloria.